in case. Hello, students.
Hi, guys.
We are ready for the hot take questions.
Yep. Thank you to those of you who did submit questions so that we actually would be able to make this video.
And before we start with updates, we're not going to do Apex anymore. I know you guys didn't like it. Didn't like it, honestly. But district asked us to give that a try. Admins were so nice and they let us not to continue with the Apex, which was good news. We recorded a video from our new classroom. We officially moved out of our office as well.
So we'll insert that clip from that day right now.
Right. Hi, students.
Hi, guys.
We're gonna make more videos for you. This is gonna be our new classroom. Today we officially moved out of our office as well.
Yep.
Some of you knew that we had an office room H3A.
Yep.
So this is gonna be our new room.
Yeah, you guys should be very familiar with these rooms because a lot of your English and history courses were in the exact same wing. So you know what they look like. You guys obviously won't ever experience teaching in this room with us.
Unfortunately.
But next year when you are in Math 2,
You're gonna be next door.
you're actually going to be right next to us, so not that far away.
Yeah. We can say hi to each other.
Yeah, so when we do our greeting at the door, we'll be able to see you going into your Math 2 teacher classroom.
Yeah. We've missed you. I thought this is a good idea to get a view of the campus since we're here. They had a barbecue for teachers. This is our new classroom.
Again, they are familiar with the
No. Aryan, say hi to my kids. It's my husband.
Some of the old teachers' stuff is still in here, and they're going to be moving classrooms. So if there's stuff on the wall that's not ours, or
Yeah.
stuff in the boxes.
Yep. I saw some of the familiar names on some of the work on the wall. Let me show you outside. You must have missed it. Yay! Our school. Guys, we've missed you a lot. You can see some of your teachers. Let me see if we can move in. Move in, zoom in. Hey, I have my mask here. Miss God, you're gonna have her in 2 years? Yeah, Math 3.
Yeah, 2 years. I was like, next year? No way, 2 years. I got it.
Yes, Miss Scott, you can do those right now. Hey, everybody, good to kind of see you.
If only you could have tasted the fried chips and the hot dogs that we've got going on here. Those hot dogs were good.
Fun stuff. Good to see everybody today.
So yeah, that was from a few days ago. We're going to be right next door to the Math 2 classes if you guys want to stop by and see us. And I think the reason why they moved us was one, because they're doing construction in our room, making the big room into 2 smaller rooms again. But also they wanted us to be close to the other math teachers so that we could collaborate and work with them.
Yep. And another good thing that we can provide with your next year teacher would be your lovely personalities. You can tell them that some of you do not bring a pencil and they need to get something from you.
Yep.
And you're going to trade a pencil. One of you traded something valuable, pretty valuable.
Yep.
And I still have it in the office. So let me know. If you missed something valuable, you traded, I think it was second period. I think one of you traded it. I guess, who was it? I emailed him, but I didn't hear anything back.
Yeah.
So yeah, let us know if you missed something valuable that you think you traded for a pencil.
Should we get into this Q&A?
So yeah, let's do it.
All right, so first we reached out on Instagram. So someone asked, how have you guys been?
So my grandmother from my father's side, unfortunately, passed away a couple of weeks ago. It was hard for me. And again, another grandma on my mom's side, she fell and then she hurt her back. And then when they took her to the doctor, they said they took the scan and everything, and they said she might have the coronavirus. So I'm just so worried about. She didn't even go out. She just got the groceries delivered to her by my aunt or my uncle. So I'm just so nervous and so worried that if she has it, that means that my uncle and my aunt got in contact with her, so they might have it too. They did the test and they said it's going to be ready in 3 days. So 2 days already passed. So tomorrow, hopefully, I hear the good news. What about you, Miss Figueroa?
For me, there are, pretty good days and pretty upsetting days. We're all human and we are allowed to feel the way that we are feeling. It's how we respond that really matters. Other than that, pretty decent. Trying to keep myself organized and clean in my small apartment. Like some days are obviously, boring or lonely, but I usually use that time when I'm feeling down to get outside, and I like going on like maybe an hour walk near the apartment, and sometimes just getting that fresh air and the sunshine really helps boost my mood. Great. So second question, are we going back to public school in August? So we had a staff meeting yesterday. We have one every single Monday at like 9 virtually. And something that Miss Brown, one of the assistant principals, said, because other people were asking about this too, she said, and I think I wrote it down somewhere, anticipate not going back normally. So what that means is, come August 5th or when we normally would have like the first day for everybody, where you go on campus, you get your schedule, you go to your classes, whatever. Like, anticipate that that's not going to be exactly 100% the same.
I think I said it's going to be kind of hybrid. That means that like a combination of online and in person.
Yeah. And like the thing is that, we all want answers, and the most frustrating thing is not having them right now. But they have said that as soon as they get that information, they're going to give it to us so that then we could share it with you guys. But they are anticipating that some form of learning, whether it's kind of like what we're doing now, or maybe you go to school for a few hours of the day and then you got to leave early because they have to disinfect all the rooms and stuff, you are still going to be learning. It's not just, okay, you're never going back to school again. There's going to be some form of learning.
I'm going to echo Miss Figueroa's answer, and I'm going to add a little comment to it. Our district, our admins are very, very supportive. They go above and beyond to provide everything for you, so do not panic.
Yep.
Right now, our first priority is being safe. We do our best to provide the education for you, but I don't want you to panic. Just to stay home, stay safe, and hopefully it goes back to normal once they figure out the vaccine for it.
Yep, just gotta be patient and have faith. Next question, someone asked, how's your guys' family doing? I think Miss Mary, you already started talking about some of your family members. For me, my family's doing pretty well. I was able to visit them a couple of weeks ago. I drove down. That was that one day, I think it was a Tuesday, when I wasn't available for office hours because it's almost an 8-hour drive back. And when I'm by myself, it's pretty exhausting. They're doing fine. I mostly wanted to make sure that they had all of the things that they needed, like toilet paper, meat, stuff like that they could freeze. They are in the age group that is most vulnerable towards the virus, and so they are not really leaving the house ever. I know that I have an older sister who has children, teenagers, that are old enough to drive, and so sometimes they will go grocery shopping for them, but me being their daughter, I just want to take care of them and make sure that they have what they need. But for the most part, they're doing pretty well. Next question, what do you do when you discover what your purpose is? So here we're getting a little philosophical.
What do you mean, what do you do? Okay, so we figure out our purpose is become a better person, for example, and what do? I try every day to become a better person. That can include becoming a better teacher, better daughter for my parents, better sister for my brother, or maybe a better friend.
The way that I was thinking of this question was maybe in terms of what you want to do when you get out of high school, or, what do you want to do for a career? I guess you have to have some sort of plan. I've always found it easier to achieve my goals when I have a plan and when I'm organized. Every single day when I wake up, I have my checklist, and I think Miss Mary even has her own checklist now. I even color code it based on the day. And so having those small checklists helps me towards a larger goal. So it's okay, you can't just say, I want to save $1,000 this year. Okay, that's maybe the long-term goal, by a certain day you want to have this much money, but that means, okay, what are you going to be saving every single month? What are you going to be saving every single week? And sometimes people do it to the day. How much money should you not be using to eventually get to that $1,000? So if it's in terms of, you really feel in your heart that you're being drawn to a certain career or a certain path in your life, I would say make those small goals, have that plan ready, because if for some reason something negative or bad happened that prevented you from achieving that goal, you don't feel like it's the end of the world and you have no idea what to do next. You can, go back to my plan. What can I do next? What can I fix? What can I do instead of that? Because that's not going to happen anymore. So that's what I would suggest. Think of those small goals to help you work towards the bigger goal.
It's great to have a plan, and I just want to be honest with you. When I was in high school, even the last year, even when I was a senior, I didn't even know what am I gonna do. I didn't even know that I would like to become a teacher. I got my master's in business in marketing. I thought this is gonna be the area that I would like to work, but turns out that I didn't like to work in a company. Turns out that I want to be in school around kids. So don't panic if you don't have your plan. That's great to have a plan. If you know what you want to do in future, that's great, but start thinking about it. But if you don't have anything on your mind right now, don't freak out.
Yeah. All right, so now going to the Google form questions. So first, someone asked, what do you do when you're having too much stress and anxiety, and how do you deal with it? Great question.
It depends. If it's something if I have stress that, I'm behind about my schoolwork, or stuff that I need to do for you guys. If I'm behind, I need to make a plan that calms me down. That when I make a plan, I'm going to write down what I need to do, and then I'm going to write down the dates, and I distribute it with the dates that I have to get it done. It's something that you can do something about it. You have stress about your assignments, for example. But if it's a stress about something that I cannot do anything about it, like the coronavirus, what I would do is I distract myself. I started it was 2,000 piece puzzle. I started that when pandemic started. I started learning Spanish. I started reading more books. So what I do is I distract myself, or I listen to the TV shows. At least if I have my headphones on and I listen to something, that would help me to distract myself. Another thing is one of the apps that I recently downloaded, and the name is Calm. So it helps a lot. It has podcasts, it has stories. It's a great way to calm yourself down.
So there was something that Miss Mare said that I really liked, and it actually reminded me of this podcast that I watched the other day, and I wrote down notes. I wrote down, control what's controllable, meaning you can only control something when you have a choice, when you have a way to respond to it, and only you and you alone get to choose how you respond to certain things. Yes, you have the right to feel how you're feeling, whether it's angry, frustration, depression, all these negative feelings. You still have the right to feel those, but it's how you respond to them. That's where you really take ownership of yourself. So for me, when I have a lot of anxiety, first I reach out to the people who are my support, whether that is my parents, family, friends, even Miss Mare, I consider a friend. And so I really rely on those relationships, because having that daily connection with people helps you feel a little bit more grounded. I know that there are days where sometimes I just want to be alone and maybe just feel all the things that I'm feeling, but I definitely don't allow myself to always stay alone, because I know that that's where I'm gonna get lost in all my thoughts. I'm gonna overthink things, and I'm just gonna be dragging myself even deeper into my own hole that I'm digging. So reaching out and having that support really, really helps, especially coming from someone who has had anxiety pretty much their entire life. So definitely reach out to that support. Do something that you like. For me, it could be going out for my walk. It could be, baking or cooking something new, watching a favorite movie, watching a bunch of YouTube videos, editing my own YouTube videos. Just do something that, sparks joy to you. I know that we don't necessarily get to do a lot of stuff right now with the quarantine, but try to find the things that you can do, what's controllable, and choose how you're going to respond. Next one, someone asked, what is your favorite book/book series? What is one thing you miss the most about school? So I guess that's a two-parter. I loved reading so much growing up. Obviously, like, my favorite series as a kid was Harry Potter. Like, that was the thing. Yeah. It was, coming out, all the movies were coming out, and so it was, on every child's bookshelf, I feel like. And I even remember my mom taking me to a Barnes & Noble, and we were there at midnight for the release of the last book. So Harry Potter for sure. But then when I got older, like in high school, some of my favorite books that we read, I remember reading The Crucible. That's a play. Some of you may or may not have heard of The Crucible. And I also liked reading British literature, like Beowulf, King Arthur. There was another play, I can't remember who it was from, but a French author, Cyrano de Bergerac. And there are films that are based off of these books too. So if like reading isn't 100% your favorite thing, maybe you could listen to the audiobook, watch the movie, but obviously there's not going to be the same experience as reading. Yeah, definitely. So yeah, and the thing I miss most about school, just seeing people.
Yeah. For me, it's Harry Potter. And the thing I miss most about the school is seeing you guys. I miss you guys. Even when you give us hard time, even you make me so angry.
Like eating in class? We found chips in the classroom that we confiscated from somebody.
Yeah, it was sour cream though. It smells so bad.
The next one was, how was your family? We already responded to that one. After that, someone asked, if you just passed up the guy in third place, what place would you be in?
Third place.
Yeah, you took over his spot, right?
Yeah. So the third place person is not third place anymore. It's going to be fourth place, and you're going to be third place.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. What has been the hardest part of teaching this year? I guess that could be answered two different ways. Like, we can say when we were still on campus, and then when we switched over to distance learning.
The hardest part for me is today is exactly 60 days that we haven't seen you guys. I started Duolingo the same Friday that we came back from school. Mm-hmm. So last night I was looking at it, I'm like, oh my God, it's been 60 days that I haven't seen you. Yeah. So the hard part for me is the distance learning, because I am not sure how many of you have access to internet, how many of you can do the assignments, and it's hard to explain it on the video when we cannot see you guys. Yep. Cannot ask for answers. Oh, okay, so this and that, can you guys answer us? What do you think? So yeah, this is the hardest part so far.
Yeah. I think when we were still in session, I think the hardest part was just having a lot of people in one room. It made it very tricky, even with two of us there, to really focus on everyone's specific needs. It's just so difficult to be able to really focus on every single one person and their different needs. But we appreciate how everyone was really cooperative, and you tried your best just like we did. And then through distance learning, I would echo similar to what Ms. Mayer said, and it's difficult when you don't have the communication with the students. You don't know, what do you need?
Yeah.
Next one, most embarrassing moment.
Ooh.
I don't know if that means ever in your life or if that means this year, like at school.
It's hard to talk about this kind of stuff.
Well, they've asked for it, and we said as long as it was appropriate, we would answer.
Yeah, I'll answer. I'll go for it.
All right, go.
So, I used to have a boyfriend. It was summer, so I didn't have the freedom to go outside to actually date someone. But I had a phone number of the guy, so we were just talking over the phone, and my mom wasn't even home. So it was me and my brother. My sister was already married. So it's summer, and then I think my brother noticed that I'm talking to someone, and I was talking, like I was hiding in my room, like talking to him, and then he called me. So when I went out, I was like, yes, what do you need? And then the boyfriend was still on the phone, said, hold on, what do you need? And then he farted so loud. Oh my God. It was so embarrassing. Like, I didn't know what to do. Like, I was holding phone, I was like, of course he heard it. Of course he's gonna think it was me.
Did you ever tell your brother how embarrassing that was?
He knew it. I told him, I think when we back to Iran, I saw him and I told him, like, do you remember what I did? Like, yeah, I did it on purpose. Like, oh my God.
Of course, siblings have to bug each other that way.
Oh my God, it was the most embarrassing moment in my life. Like, I hung up the phone and I was like, okay, so I'm not gonna talk to that guy ever again in my whole life.
Oh goodness. Like, for me, like, I'm sure there are others that I just can't think of at the top of my head, but one that I just remembered was I used to do singing, and I was in a recital. I remember singing the song. I was pretty nervous, and it went relatively well, and I was relieved to be done with the song, and I was walking off of the stage wearing these heels that I used when I was in my cousin's wedding. The floor was that really slick, shiny, like hardwood floor. And when I was walking down the steps of the stage, I slipped and the heel of my shoe scraped my leg. And so I was bleeding. And of course, everyone in the entire auditorium saw me fall down the stairs after I sang my song.
At least it was after.
So yeah, so it was not only an embarrassing thing for everyone in the entire audience to see that, because it was right there for everyone to see, but it was extremely painful too. So next person, how's quarantine going? We kind of already answered that one. Yeah. It has its good days and it's got its annoying days, I'm sure, like everybody else. Next one, what made you guys want to become teachers? And if you could teach any other than freshmen, what would it be?
My first year of teaching, I used to teach freshmen. Second year, it was middle school, which I didn't like it. I'm not gonna go back to middle school ever again in my whole life.
I taught middle school.
I think that a huge change will happen to you guys when you, like, from 8th grade to 9th grade. That's a huge step, and you guys grow a lot, and you guys get rid of let go of a lot of, like, oh, she doesn't want to be my best friend anymore. Oh my God, I'm so over it. I'm definitely sure is that I'm not gonna go back to middle school. I want to be around you guys. Your energy, that reminds me of me when I was in high school. I don't want to forget that feeling that when I was in high school, when I'm around you guys, I feel that energy. That makes me feel really good.
So for me, it was sometime maybe my sophomore year of high school, when I was in my math class and I just saw how much my teacher took time to help me, whether it was, emailing or me stopping by at the beginning of school or sometimes in lunchtime or even staying after school. That kind of support made me feel like I could be successful. And then I took that and then I shared it with other people. So if I had friends or other classmates who I saw were struggling, I offered, I was struggling with this too, but now I understand it. I can help you if you want. And so that feeling of being able to help serve other people really made me feel like that was a purpose in my life. And I felt really proficient at math. And I thought well, a lot of people have difficulty with math. Maybe I could become a math teacher and help people just how my teachers helped me. So I've always had the mindset of being a teacher. I don't think there's any, well, when I was younger, I considered being a veterinarian, but I care about animals too much. I don't think I could emotionally handle it if they died or if I had to put animals to sleep. So, and like Miss Mara, I also liked the energy of the school life. I liked being at school. I liked the school spirit, going to different sports games and rallies in the gym. And so I thought, that would be a cool environment to be around instead of sitting in an office every single day and answering phones. If you could teach anything other than math/computer science, what would it be?
Art.
Art? Nice. So like an art class elective?
Yeah, elective, but digital art, like not like painting, like
nice.
Different softwares, graphic designers, maybe. Yeah.
Nice. I'm pretty sure they do that at Seaside. I would probably say maybe history. I really, really, really liked history.
History.
Someone asked, can you please go over systems of equations? I forgot how to do them and I'm confused by my notes to get help. Well, your wish has been granted. We already posted the video. It's up on Echo, so check it out. Have you ever gotten a fight?
No.
I'm wondering, are they asking like ever in your life gotten into a fight? Or do you mean like a fight at school? We have to kind of assume on that one.
Yeah, I have to be honest and tell you guys yes. My brother, a lot, and my nephew. He's like, I think you saw him when we went to Italy to visit him. He's just 3-4 years younger than me, and he was so chubby when we were kids, and I was so tiny and skinny, and he used to, like, when he asked for a toy or something, I wouldn't give it to him. Like, I'm like, I'm your aunt, so why you're hitting me?
Oh goodness.
And a lot with my brother.
I think that's pretty natural. Because for me, like, the only way that I'd be able to answer this question is, do siblings count? Because
So why not? It's a fight. The fight between siblings is pretty decent.
I mean, it can get pretty vicious. There was a time. Oh, there were so many times. Like, my sister and I, we're only 13 months apart. She's a little bit older than me, so we're very close in age. We even had to share a room for several years because my uncle was living with us. And so, having to share space can be difficult. She would always steal my stuff. Granted, I did steal some stuff back out of revenge. It was, stuff like clothes, but then it also got to the point where it was like, okay, you used my toothpaste, you used my shampoo, and I had to put them in a Tupperware and close it and hide it under my bed so that she wouldn't get to them. Because if you left it in the bathroom, she just thought, oh, well, I just thought I could use it. It's like, well, I bought it. That was for me, my face wash, my whatever. There's also one point where I remember we were in our garage and I can't remember what we were fighting about, but it got to the point where she had me pinned down and I was on my stomach and she started pressing against my back, almost like CPR, but that's extremely dangerous to do on someone's spine. And it got to the point where I got the air knocked out of me and I couldn't breathe. And the only thing I could do was scream, and then my parents came and told her to get off. So I've gotten into plenty of fights with my sister. There were never really any physical fights going on at school, except one. Was my freshman year, and it got broken up within 10 seconds, if that.
Because we had separate schools, so
yeah,
we didn't have boys in our school. But I remember I broke my nose in a fight with my brother, and I think I was chasing him, so he was trying to open a glass door with his knees. So instead of pushing the frame with his knees, he hit the glass, so he had the stitches on.
Ooh. How can I make it points for the Kahoot game? So this is getting into academic stuff.
What do you guys mean? The link, I think it got expired and I need to give you a new link. So as long as you send us an email, I will send you a new link and you should be able to participate.
Could Miss Mare speak in her native language? And if you could have the opportunity to have a superpower, which one would it be and why? So maybe you should answer this in your native language and then in English.
You know what? Let me see if my mom is available so I can call her and put her on speaker. If
No?
she calls me back, I'll put her on speaker.
Okay.
So what am I supposed to answer in my native language?
So if you could have a superpower, what one would it be and why?
It's hard to switch my brain to a different language.
That's okay.
خوندن ذهن مردم. دوست دارم همیشه بتونم ذهن مردم رو بخونم. Specifically اونم. It's hard to switch. مخصوصا ذهن شماها وقتی که تو کلاسیم بتونم ذهنتون رو بخونم. Yeah.
Woohoo!
I said the superpower would be reading your mind, especially when we're in a class.
Oh gosh, I don't want to know what some of them are thinking. So for me, to be able to fly.
Mm.
When are we going back to school? We kind of already answered that. We're still beginning in August, like, we're supposed to, but you just may or may not be on campus. So we'll keep you updated because they said, honestly, they don't even know yet. We gotta wait for the state, gotta wait for the country to figure things out. So yeah. When will Corona end? Scientists don't even know. So how are we supposed to know? Alright, so yeah, we don't know when it's gonna end. I mean, just keep listening to doctors. They are the best resource. How are you today?
Pretty good. I'm not as stressed out as yesterday.
Yeah, same. I just have this constant congestion, but that's not new. I am pretty sure our students, if they paid attention, they could see like we both like have allergies and sometimes we just need a cough drop or lots of water. Almost done. All right, what's the first thing you'll do after all of this is over?
We should go to Rosine's.
She's brought this up multiple times. We went for my birthday, just the once, but she loved it.
We should go. They have huge pieces of cake, guys. You guys should have seen, like this big.
Mm-hmm.
And it was only one piece. It's huge.
Like for me, I mean, obviously go to see my family again, but like honestly, Disneyland. I was supposed to go for spring break, so yeah, Disneyland. Or if I have the money, go back to Disney World, and I want to take my family with me. Last one. Okay, so whoever wrote this is why it's important to write clearly and in proper English because I have no idea what you're saying. Can you guys maybe put a link so we can contact or maybe give our parents a phone call that would have maybe worked a while ago because out of nowhere I'm missing more work than I started off with.
We changed the setting in the grade book for math. Whatever assignment you haven't submitted, now you have a 0 instead. I think this is the thing that you're referring to. If you see, like you haven't seen a 0 and now you see a bunch of zeros, that means that you have not completed the assignment.
Yeah.
You do have time, but if you don't take action and you don't change anything, it's going to stay the same.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I would say go to those assignments, go check the agenda and complete them. If you need support, you guys know that we're answering emails in a very, very, very timely manner.
Mm-hmm.
So contact us. We would definitely let you guys know what you need to do.
That was all of the questions.
Yay! And I am planning to get rid of all the guide part that I have here, all the blonde part. I'm trying to get rid of it, so I'm gonna ask my husband to give me a haircut, and probably actually, if you guys want, I can record it and I'm gonna upload it here.
I think that would be good. Yeah, who else? I bet a lot of people, to answer the question, what are you gonna do? Like get a haircut? I can imagine a lot of maybe guys with shorter hair right now, they are really wishing they could go to the barber or something.
I give my husband a haircut. Unfortunately, I forgot to record it, but it's messed up again, so maybe if he agrees, I can record himself too. He can see me.
There you go.
Messing up his hair.
There you go. Thanks for joining our Q&A. Thank you for the questions. Maybe we could do like end of the year Q&A type of thing.
Maybe you guys can record yourself, send it to us. If it's appropriate, we can post it here so you can kind of communicate with your friends. It was really, really, really nice recording this video for you.
And if you watched all the way to the end of the video, thank you, because we actually take the time. I edit every single video, so thank you for actually sticking out through the end.
All right.
All right. Bye,
Yeah,
guys.
guys.